friends, it's Monday, and you're back here again for your Monday Sparkle Up. It's part 2 in our 2-part series on momentum and intentionality, and I'm so pleased you could be here to join me. So this week, we're going to break down intentionality and talk about how to bring it forward into our everyday life experience. So let's begin by talking about how intention is different than a goal. So we use intention in yoga all the time, and for some of us, and some periods of time in my life, I know that's the only intention I set is when I get on my yoga mat. So I've been working on creating more intentionality in my day-to-day life. An intention is a state of being. It's different than a goal. So in a goal, you aspire to achieve a certain something, an action, an event, and when you're setting an intention, you're setting a state of being. So your intention might be to create greater alignment or gratitude or clarity or peace or happiness or joy. I mean, it's really an emotional state, and that's what sets it apart from a goal. So keep that in mind as we move forward. And we're going to talk about 4 intentions today that can absolutely be life-altering if you're willing to put these into practice. And know that these are very tactical steps that you can take in creating the life that you've always wanted. It's so within your grasp, and it just has to do with your focus and where you're putting it. So the first intention I want to talk about today is a daily intention. So simple enough, and maybe something that you've even done for periods of time. If you're not doing this consistently, I would encourage you to start this daily practice because it makes such a difference when you direct your intention and direct your focus for the day versus just seeing what shows up and reacting to it. So begin by waking up really refreshed, feeling grateful and excited about another day on this globe. Create a little positive momentum around that, and then set an intention. So again, use those emotional words. I want to create more alignment, more gratitude, more joy, more peace, more excitement, anything that you're looking to achieve. And then do that with a reminder. So I, a lot of times, will put my reminder on my hand. I know it's kind of old school, but I'll write it on my hand because I see it a ton throughout the day, and maybe even someone will ask me about it, which creates even more momentum around it. But you can choose whatever you like. Post-it notes. I also like to write on the mirrors in my home and the windows in my homes with lipstick or window crayons. You can certainly set a reminder on your phone. There are lots of ways to achieve this, but just be sure that you're setting an intention for the day, writing it on your calendar, or doing something to jog your memory around it and stay focused on that intention. The second type of intention I want to talk about today is the situational intention. So we've covered pre-paving in some of the prior videos, and this syncs right up in with that. What this is knowing the situation you're about to go into and deciding before you do that how you want to show up or who you want to be in that situation. So perhaps you're headed into a meeting, or maybe you're going into a conversation that might be difficult. Perhaps you are just coming home from work. All of these situations are great places to begin with a situational intention. Stopping yourself before you make the transition and saying, how do I want to show up in this situation? So really easy, but highly impactful. The third intention I want to discuss today is the relationship intention. This is probably the most remarkable and was taught to me by a dear friend of mine. And this starts with a place of inquiry. So thinking about and begin with the most significant relationship in your life, but it can be applied any place. Begin thinking, how do I want to be in this relationship? How do I want to show up? Who do I want to be? And how would I like to proceed in this relationship? What would I like to evoke from that other person? What would I like to emanate from me that allows them to respond? Okay, that didn't make a ton of sense, but you get what I'm saying in my circular logic. How would I like to show up in this relationship? And then begin to start to dial it down to 3 words. So say it's your most significant relationship, maybe your spouse, and you want to be someone that has great compassion, that is inspired, and that is a terrific listener. So you put those 3 ideas on a note card, and then at the end of each day, create an association. Look at a photo of them and look at the words and start to embed through classical conditioning these 3 words with this person so that anytime you see them, anytime you hear their voice, anytime they call, you have automatic trigger to dial into those 3 intentions for that person. So powerful. Another cute little tip is to snap a photo of the 3 words and use it as their background photo on your phone so that when they call or text, those 3 words come up. How simple! And how simple to lead a more intentional life. The last one I want to talk about is your personal intention. So we're going to bring it all the way back around to you again. And what I want to say about this is, again, start with a place of inquiry. And Darren Hardy, Hardy, just Google search that with core values assessment, and you'll find a great template for deciding and understanding what your core values are. So it helps you to take all the core values and dial them down, distill them down to like your top 2 or 3, and know what those are for you. What are the most important virtues that you want to emanate in this life? And they may shift over time, and that's totally fine. But just make that initial discovery and then do the same sorts of things. Make sure that you look at it in the morning and in the evening. Make sure that you set reminders on your phone or write them on your hand so that you're constantly staying tuned in to who you want to be in this life versus just reacting to things around you. And that's really it. It's a snap to create more momentum around being intentional in your life with these tactical tools. So I've given you 4 really neat ways, and so simple, to develop greater intentionality. And I'm so excited to hear about what happens when you put these into practice. So please be willing to put yourself out on the line. Put it in the comment section below. Mention what's happening in your life as a result of these practices and help other people on their pathway as well. And until next time, I'm so pleased you were here. Thank you so much, Huckleberry Honey Pies. And I'll see you next week from Monday Magnificence.